Just wanted to share something that's been on my heart because it's been a personal issue of mine that some people may not understand, or some people don't deal with themselves. I realized that I was gay when I was probably, honestly, it's been the earliest thought I've ever had to do with me feeling like I was different and that people wouldn't understand, and I struggled so hard to try to be as masculine as I could, and tried to hide who I really was because I was really scared. I didn't want people to find out. I was really scared. I didn't even want to go to middle school and have to deal with changing in the locker rooms, or any sort of insecurity in me about who I was definitely backed by some sort of guilt inculcated into me since I was little, that had to do mostly with any sort of, with my religious upbringing that I've had to deal with. And I felt completely uncomfortable with who I was because of that, and I didn't want anybody to find out. Going to youth group, I was really little, like still in elementary school and everything, and I knew I was different, but I didn't want anybody to find out. I think I used religion and I used everything that I could to try to justify these thoughts, not of my own, to change something about myself that really wasn't wrong in the first place. And growing up gay and feeling like all those things has definitely caused me to feel like a strong sense of discomfort with who I was. I wasn't confident. I tried my hardest to make sure that nobody would find out, and I basically faked it till I made it. So I made it seem that I could blend in and be normal and keep myself from being treated differently, even though it still happened, because suppressing who I was and everything, honestly, it made me much more insecure and weird and socially inadequate because I didn't choose to love myself. I could have pretended that I was like everybody else and I was normal, but I could never truly get rid of the way I felt. I could only imagine that maybe if somebody was to find out, I would have been, I don't know, I think my biggest fear at one point was, going to hell, or I used to be like, God, why are you doing this to me? Why did you make me this way? Or why did you let me become this way? And I'm saying all this stuff right now. I'm not going to give us much of a background story, but I want to say that I've been through a lot. I tried to be normal. I tried to blend in. I tried to be like everyone else, out of fear and out of wanting to fit in. I understand when you're really young, it's an important thing to do. It's an important thing to not stand out because you're afraid of how you might be treated. I'm bringing up this subject too because my mom, which I love to death, and she's come so far in understanding what I've been through or what I'm dealing with. I had dealt with things because people perceived something to be wrong with people who are like me. And any of you people who are like me, people like you. So I just want to share a text message that I had sent to my mom in response because she asked me about doing reparative therapy. Now, for some people who don't know what reparative therapy is, it's where they take somebody who's gay, sometimes at a young age, which is it's illegal in some states to do, and they try to turn you from being gay to straight. So it's caused psychological issues. People who are behind this are usually religious, and what they do is they give people false hope. People who may even start these types of things, these types of reparative therapy clinics or camps or whatever, these people could have claimed that they were gay and how they cured themselves. Reparative therapy does not change you from gay to straight. It doesn't. Why? Because there's nothing wrong with you in the first place. Second of all it does is change your behavior. It keeps you from slipping, is what they call it, slipping. What that is any sort of slip up you have with another guy or something that you do with another guy, and or what a girl does with another girl, they just prevent that type of behavior. It doesn't change the way that you feel and who you are, because whether you're born that way or whether you've developed that and you've known since I don't know how long. I mean, besides being bisexual or being curious or some other number on the Kinsey scale, if you want to Google that, whether you're born or things in your atmosphere have changed, have helped contribute to being like that, it doesn't matter. Once you know who you are, once you know you're that way, you're that way. You can't change that. So in this text, I respond to my mom and I tell her about all this stuff that I know about reparative therapy, that I've seen documentaries. It's almost like some people just can't quite see how something has no other scientifically, rationally, psychologically accepted reason behind homosexuality being wrong. The American Psychological Association took homosexuality out of the book of diseases or mental illnesses in the 1970s, early 1970s, and any licensed or recognized psychiatrist would say that being homosexual is not something that's wrong. The text that I sent my mom was something in response to getting to the root of why she feels so strongly about this, or why she doesn't want me to go through this, and it's mostly out of love. Understand that your parents want this for you because of various reasons. One being, which is a very sad one, they're afraid of what people are going to think. They're afraid of how people are going to think of them, and how you being the way you are is going to affect their image, which is a very common one. But another thing that my mom, I feel like, besides that one that she feels, is the fact she's afraid of me getting hurt. And so I responded to her stance on the situation. I told her I told her this. I said, well, her message was this. I'm sorry, Simon, I was just asking. If you're fine, then it's okay. I really mean that. I don't want anyone to hurt you or your feelings. I mean, it's a common thing for your parents to love you, and I understand that's a huge part. I mean, it's a mix of things. It's a lot of confounding variables. It's a very convoluted situation. I mean, we can reduce it down to these things, but love being the main thing. And I think what I want to say to the people watching this video is that it does get better. And here's the reasons why I tell my mom that I am better. I am better because of this. I say, yeah, I can see how that would worry you. Even though I've been through a lot, none of it's your fault. I'm sorry you ever felt that way. Understand that your parents may feel like a lot of it's their fault, and you need to reassure them that it's not. And that's a very difficult thing to do, even though they already think that there might be something wrong with you. But I say this. People say nothing but how special they think I am. I've done nothing but try to show that something isn't wrong with me. That I'm so much different from that my sexuality is not something so huge that it changes who I am, and it changes the way that I live my life. I say, I would always want to change for the better, but as much as I forced that kind of change on myself on no other factual basis but the religiously socialized basis it has because of evil, manipulative people in power, like Hitler, Middle East theocracies, and white supremacists over blacks, and them working in the government in the 60s and before that. I said, it would make me depressed trying to change as much as I've tried to in that area of my life in the past. If I feel like for the first time I can be myself and enjoy my life and be confident this way, when plenty of people have difficulty coping with it because of false socialized norms, why would I want to change this? Though I've tried when there isn't a factually, scientifically, psychologically recognized reason to, for once I can honestly say that I am truly happy with my life and myself, and I'm confident in ways I wasn't before. If you think it's a choice, that's okay. But at least know that it's a choice that has made me a better person, given me a healthy mind about myself and other people, and giving me a socially perceived weakness that makes me unique and gives me strength. And it's a choice that even gives me a reason to want to educate myself, because I want a successful future and I have time to choose what I want when I want a family after my career has started, instead of it accidentally happening to me, like getting somebody pregnant. Just know that I'm really going to be okay, and everyone else can see what an awesome job you've done as a mother. I said, I'll choose to be there for you and support your choices that support your well-being and success in life. No matter what people say, be willing to do whatever it takes to make you happy and make your dreams come true. I believe that's what I'm doing. Love you. You see, things have gotten better. Things have gotten so much better. I've argued and I've fought and I've rebelled and done everything that I could in my life to get my mom to understand. And it's a growing process. Your parents, you have no idea how much they love you. And for some, they might not at all. I mean, I have a dad out there who somewhere out there has my number and has never called. Never chose to be in my life. Decided to quit paying child support when I was 19. You know, I mean, he didn't love me. But my mom does. She wants to be there and she wants to support me. And for some of you out there who have parents that are not in the same situation, I mean, I've had my education being threatened, whether or not it was going to be paid for. I had been controlled. My phone was being monitored most of the time. I was always restricted in who I was able to hang out with, what I was able to watch on TV, and what I could do when it came to hanging out with friends. It's a tough time right now, but honestly, suicide is something that I have considered many times. Not necessarily hurting myself, mostly just not wanting to be alive. And that's a normal part, being in the situation that you're in. It's a normal part of feeling that way. It's not a good thing though. And the reason why is, if I would have ended it, I would have missed out on everything that I am now. I've bettered myself. I've had every opportunity to be something that many people in my family either never got the chance to be. And does my being gay have anything to do with that? No, not at all. And it has nothing to do with whether or not you're going to be successful or whether or not you're going to be happy with your life. You're important to a lot of people. You are a beautiful, beautiful person. And there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you for being gay. There's nothing wrong with you. I am truly much happier being able to accept myself and this new life and finally develop in areas that I never even got the chance to, because I went to a private Catholic school and it was difficult for me to be out and be able to date. It's like a lot of the straight people get that chance through high school, but we don't, and we don't know how to react in mature ways when it comes to a relationship, and we either feel completely infatuated with the person and confuse it with love, or we think, you know, somebody might be like completely perfect for you, and you feel like you're either being too crazy or too clingy, or you don't even realize you are. It's important to take time to come out and truly know who you are and let other people see it. Or in harsher situations, leave, go to college, get out of here. Get out of where you are. And trust me, there are people that are out there that are going to love you and accept you, and there are people that already do. I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to feel like either nobody loves you, nobody cares, you're in the middle of nowhere, and there's nothing that you can do to make things better. But I'm telling you, things do get better. And if for those who are being bullied and treated differently, just know that those people are evil effing people that just want to hurt and cause pain on other people. If anybody would want to do something like that, I don't know why, but for those people out there who are treating people differently because of this, realize that you are messed up. You are the one who's fucked up. You're the one who has problems. You're the one who has something wrong with you, because that is not okay. You're causing people to die. Stop. We've already had enough people lose their lives over this. Times are changing. Things are getting better all around us. Marriage is being passed in other states in the U.S., and we have a president that recognizes, at least whether you like him or not, it's not about politics, it's about a social issue that's doesn't need to be perpetuated any further. And he supports this lifestyle. It's time for change. It's time to move on, and in your life you're gonna make changes. You're going to be happy, you're gonna be confident, and people love you. I'm so much more because of this. I feel so much more compassion and love for other people and myself. And I'm not alone anymore. I'm not. I just wanted to share this. I've argued and I've fought and I've rebelled and done everything that I could in my life. Some people may not understand, or some people don't deal with themselves.